Hi, this is Jorin from Tailshape here, and today I'd like to show you how to use Shaper's new file-based workflow to create data dashboards all in SQL and write in your own text editor. Alright, I'm on the Tailshape website here, and I'm gonna get started by going to the Shaper documentation. Then let's head to the install section and install Shaper. I like to use Python for that. Just gonna copy that pipx command here, paste it into my terminal. And I already have Shaper installed, so it just returns a message here. We can check if Shaper is installed by running this version check. And for this demo, we will also run the Shaper server locally. We can run that by running shaper-d and specify a data directory. Now the server is running and we can open Shaper in the browser, and we see there are no dashboards yet. So let's go ahead and create a first dashboard. The default dashboard already contains some SQL for us here. We have a title of the whole dashboard, and then we have two cards. The first one just has a label and some text, and the second one renders a bar chart. So let's go ahead and save that. Right, now when we head back to the dashboard list, we see one dashboard in here. Now let's start by editing that dashboard as a file. To do so, let's open a new terminal and run shaper pull. Shaper pull pulls dashboards into a local directory. When we run that the first time, it will auto-create a configuration file for us. Let's go ahead and confirm that. Since we are running locally, we can use this default URL and we can put dashboards into the current directory. It found one dashboard. Let's go ahead and create that. And now if we open that dashboard in our editor, we can see that it's the same SQL in here, plus that the ID is on top here, which is the same ID as we see over here for the dashboard itself. All right, now let's see how we can edit that dashboard and get a live preview of the changes while we're editing it. For that, I'm gonna run shaper-dev in a new terminal. This will watch the local directory. It says that it found one dashboard already and is watching the files for changes. So if we go back to the dashboard here and hit save, it will open a preview of the dashboard for us in the browser. And as soon as we edit something here, for example, we can change the X to the Y axis, hit save, and we can see the dashboard updated automatically in the background. We can also, for example, change the bar chart to a line chart, and it automatically updates in the browser. We can also directly create a dashboard from a file. To do so, let's head over to the documentation and let's open the Getting Started guide here. It has an example dashboard in here that we can just copy. And I'm heading over to my text editor and I'm opening a new file. Let's call it sessionsdemo.dashboard.sql, and I'm going to paste in the SQL code here. As soon as I hit save, it loads the dashboard as preview in the browser. And now that we have it open here, let's jump to the end here. This is the line chart, the last chart over here. And if we now change that to a bar chart, hit save, we see that it directly updates in the browser. This is basically the workflow how you would interactively develop dashboards with files on your local computer. And in production, you can synchronize these files not just to a local Shaper instance, but to your production server, and it will show you previews like this. As we can see when we head back to the dashboard list here, none of our changes are live yet. The other dashboard does not show up yet. To do that, we would have to go to the terminal and run shaper deploy. This now created a dashboard, an updated one. When we refresh here, we see the new dashboard here. In production, you will not run deploy locally on your own machine, but instead do that in a CI/CD pipeline, like a GitHub action, for example, and make sure you review code before you deploy any changes to production. If you'd like to learn more about this, you can head over to the documentation and check out the file-based workflow section here. It has all the details of how to set up production, resolve conflicts, and so on. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.